Mercedes and I Show.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you today.
Oh, it's a pleasure being here, Mercedes.
Okay, well, Ms. Bradford, I was reading that excellent paper that you sent me, and it really spoke to me. I thought it was interesting how you talk about the different dynamics around able-bodied, being able-bodied, and being disabled within the first season of Glee, you were saying.
Yes.
Can you speak to me a bit about Artie's character? I found that really interesting.
Well, I read an article by S.E. Smith, and he wrote an article back in, I think it was 2010, and he basically kind of dissects one of the segments that's supposed to be a special segment on Glee. And it was Artie, who is he's not a disabled body, he's a non-disabled body. And
as in the actor was an able-bodied person?
Yes, the actor himself is an able-bodied person playing a disabled body character.
Yeah.
And this author of this article was basically stating how he feels really strongly that the episode of Glee did not speak to any of the people in disabled communities. And he was just basically saying that maybe they should have had an actor that was disabled playing Artie's character instead of a non-disabled, because how are you supposed to put yourself in those person's shoes, not just sitting in a wheelchair, not just thinking that you could dream of walking? That does not speak to the community, the disabled community as a whole.
Because he doesn't actually know how they feel.
Exactly. And him, in this segment, he's basically dreaming he could walk, and he can't. But he actually can.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a mind twister.
Yeah.
Looking at the back scenes of the storyline.
Okay.
And even though that some people loved it, some other people did not like it, and some people kind of had to preach their biases.
Okay, so you've told me how the actor feels. How do you feel? Do you feel it was right to have an able-bodied actor play a disabled person? Because, I mean, from my impression, Glee is trying to promote inclusivism of disabled people, and it seems like they're not necessarily practicing what they're preaching.
Well, in one of the other episodes that I watched, and that's the reason I kind of started watching Glee, I never really liked this. It's too much singing.
Okay.
So,
you're not into musicals.
So, I'm not into musicals, but I started watching it because of this class, this disability class, and because of this article that we had in week 5. And that kind of had me thinking, and so I turned it on, and one of the episodes in the segment was a disabled member. It was a girl. Her name was Becky, and she wanted to join the cheerleading team, but there was never any openings until two coaches kind of got into a head knock type of disagreement that one of the coach should have more all-inclusive auditions instead of just one type of audition, skinny, blonde, like your practical cheerleader.
I understand, yeah.
So when she did open it up, Becky came on audition. She couldn't have done much for the rehearsal part, but she did what she could. She was enthusiastic, and she came out, and the coach put her on the team. And I felt that was great. That was really inspirational and great empowerment. So it's not just about the Artie character in Glee, and I feel like people should watch it to actually see what this author in this article is writing about.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Do you think the coach having a disabled member, or is it believed she had Down syndrome, if I'm correct?
Yes, she had Down syndrome.
So you said that she couldn't actually do all the performances. Do you think that's favoring people with disabilities or giving them an advantage above able-bodied students, since it's an audition, people should be able to do the routine?
I feel like Becky can learn, the actor in the show, she can learn the different routines when it comes down to it. And I feel like it gives the other able-bodied students a type of lesson, and kind of to wrap their head that this is a girl with Down syndrome, but here she is coming out, doing the work, running laps with you. The coach is not treating her any differently than the coach would treat you. The coach is treating them all equally. And so I feel like that's the best part of the show, that the coach is saying, not because you have Down syndrome doesn't mean I'm going to treat you like you have Down syndrome. I'm going to treat you like you don't have Down syndrome. But at the same time, she's not going to make her do something that's going to risk her life, but she's going to treat her like everyone else.
And I love how what you were saying is that I really think that that takes away the stigma that there's around it. It kind of breaks down the whole ableism atmosphere that tends to be around certain environments by incorporating her. And yeah, I think it's a great learning experience for students as well.
Yes, I do think so too.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Bradford, for your time. It's excellent having you. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I say my last words is that I really love this disability class. It taught me a lot.
Yes.
It gave me a lot to think about. It gave me a lot to kind of go back and reminisce and to kind of talk about disability out there in the kind of real world type of situation, not just from the classroom, but taking it with me and my future work in social service work. So it's kind of a brain changing type of thing, kind of mind and your concept, the way you think
transforms the way I think you view the world, like changes your life.
It does.
Great.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And you know what? I just want to say it was really informative reading your paper as well.
Thank you so much.
All the best.
All the best. Bye, Lynn.